Hey, Bolo buddies, thanks for watching. Okay, so I was thinking the other day, and I'm like, vintage items, Poshmark versus eBay. Where are you going to get the most for your money? So the brands that I was thinking about are Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger, Levi's, Pendleton, snapback hats, which isn't really a brand, it's more of an item, and the Oshkosh children's overalls. Um, these are six things that I see going for big money on eBay. And I'm like, I'm just going to do like a little comparable eBay versus Posh. And are people on Poshmark losing money by not like doing auctions on eBay, or are they still making good money? My next question is, should we be sourcing from Poshmark to resell on eBay auction style? Those are my questions. So I thought I would pull it up, not look, and we could do it together. What do you say? All right. Okay, we're going to get started here. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe down below. And thanks for watching, and we are going to get started. So we're going to start with the Oshkosh because this has been a big one in my Facebook group lately. A lot of people are selling these little overalls with the flowers. They're super cute, and they're going for like $100 to $150, $200, some of them. So I put in vintage Oshkosh overalls, and it looks like it did pull. And I am searching high to low, and I'm over here under solds. So most of these are looking to be adult sizes. Here's one that went for 44. Well, it's a little jumper dress. This one went for 42. This one is, they're selling their kid. No, I'm kidding. Their kid is modeling, or someone's kid is modeling. That might even, man, that kind of looks like from a catalog. Cute kid. So these went for 40, 35. So 33, and these all are labeled vintage. 32. So, I mean, they're not going for as much on Poshmark. I don't know if it's because people don't know that they're worth more, and they're just like, hey, these are my kids' old Oshkosh that I got at the thrift store. They're vintage. My kid wore them, somebody else's kid wore them. I'm just going to throw them on here for 25 bucks and see what happens. And they just don't know. Or I don't know, because it's not auction style, obviously, on Posh. You set the price. So if the people don't know, then they don't know. But I mean, look here, this is 20 bucks it sold for. So if somebody could buy that, put it on eBay and flip it. So I don't know. I'm just kind of scrolling here. I mean, here's another cute one. That one doesn't say vintage. So not all of these say vintage. So maybe that has something to do with it. And understanding which ones are vintage and which ones are not vintage is important also. And I don't know the answer to that. So you'll definitely have to Google that one. Okay, so we go to eBay. And I don't normally search grid style because I don't really like it. I'm more of a list style, like right here. There's list view, and I think this is called grid, or I don't know. Anyway, let's look here. This pair sold for $265, $222, $162, $161. Now there's an adult pair, it looks like, for $140. $125. That looks like the pair I showed you on Posh that went for like $25. So I'm going to say that if you're selling Oshkosh on Poshmark, you might want to roll over to eBay and sell your Oshkosh, because it is going for big money on eBay. Or increase your prices on Poshmark, because people want this stuff. It is in high demand right now. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is snapback hats. The vintage snapback hats are a big bolo on eBay. So I've got high to low on Poshmark. I'm searching solds, so we're up here in the 150s, but I'm not seeing any of the John Deere that go for big money on eBay. Maybe people know John Deere go big money on eBay and they're just putting them there. I don't know, but you can see here. Oh, here's a John Deere, went for 50. So I'm just going to go through the first page because we're down to $47. So the highest hat on Poshmark that is a vintage snapback sold for $150. Let's go to eBay snapbacks, and I'm going to go into gallery view, not grid, gallery. $1,000, $999. And I am in solds. Let me just double check. Yep, solds completed, highest first. Here's a cat diesel power, 565, standard chemical, 530. And again, I'm not seeing a lot of these hats with like the patches on Poshmark. So maybe it's just not something that Poshmark sellers know about, or they're selling them on eBay and not on Poshmark. But you can see, I mean, this one's John Deere, $299. Snapbacks are big money. So, all right, the next one is vintage Pendleton. All right, so this sold for $600, $345. So we've got some high solds. Here's a blanket, which I don't think blankets are allowed, but maybe they are. I don't know, but I don't think so. I think it's only clothing and accessories. Unless a blanket can be an accessory, I guess you could wrap it around your shoulders and wear it. So there's a lot of coats. Prices aren't bad. These are not Pendleton. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know, like that doesn't say vintage, but this went for $220. Here's a shirt that went for $200. So people kind of know that Pendleton's good money. I mean, here's a scarf. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's a blanket. Never mind. So yeah, let's look at eBay. So here's this coat, which looks like the one on Poshmark. That looks pretty similar. It might not be the same, but similar. And this one sold for $600, and this one is at $398. So $495 or best offer. So I would say Pendleton's pretty comparable if you're looking at solds high to low. So, all right, Big E Levi's. Let's go Poshmark first. All right, so this doesn't say Big E, but these sold for $275. This says Big E, and it only went for $175. And I know that Big E is big money, unless it's just, I don't know. I mean, this says $149, $159. Big E Redline men's jeans, $140. Oh my goodness. If these are legitimately Big E Levi's jeans, I think that auction style probably would have been the way to go. Like these just are like a vintage style, not a brand, or not the Big E. Like here's a Big E pair. Oh, if those are those really Big E with tags? Or is the seller completely, I mean, it says salvage denim. They still have the tags. It doesn't look like an old tag. So maybe these are like a newer Big E, but they're like meant to look like old ones. But it says vintage. I don't know. Does anybody know? Help me out here. I am not a Big E vintage expert, but I mean, I'm seeing a lot on here that are going for low prices. So I'm guessing these are maybe meant to look like Big E. I don't know. Comment below if you know. So let's go to eBay's Big E. Here's a pair that went for $13,902. Here's a jacket that went for $6,600. So my question to all of you is Levi's coming out with vintage looking Big E jeans now? Because I mean, if the tag on that said, I think 280 or something. So maybe that's something that they're coming out with. That could be a little confusing. But these are actually true vintage Big E items. And you can see, I mean, they go for a lot of money. So if it were me, I'd put my biggie on eBay. Okay, Ralph Lauren, and I just searched the bear vintage items, and this is Poshmark. So this one went for 300, 300, 260, 210. So you got some high solds, 160, 150. I don't know why that's in there. I mean, I'm under Ralph Lauren Bear Vintage, and it pulled up a Tommy jacket, so that's strange. And then here's a North Face. I don't know. Maybe it's somebody put something in the description about it. But yeah, so, I mean, the highest is 300. Let's go to eBay. The highest is $1,650. So that is a big difference. $566 on this one, $499, $499. So again, I think if I had anything bear related, I would try it on eBay auction style first. And if I could not sell it, that way I would probably put a buy it now on Poshmark just to get it into a different audience. All right, Tommy Hilfiger. So we got a denim jacket that went for 400, 270, 260. Here's a color block that went for 250. Here's a spell out 180. There's another one 175. 165. So I mean, there's some high solds. I mean, I'm not totally hating on those numbers. Let's look at eBay. 450, 399. There's a lot of jean jackets. So here's a spell out 549 or best offer. So I'm guessing, you know, this went for 249. So this went for less than that. So pretty comparable. I think with Tommy Hilfiger, the spell outs, it's pretty hit and miss, you know, depending on the actual jacket. Some of them go for a lot and some of them do not. Here's one, you know, this is vintage from the 90s. I don't know what it went for, but it was more than 450. So yeah, I would say that if you have something and you're unsure of the value, you could always try eBay auction first. And if it doesn't sell, then you can do a buy it now for eBay or a buy it now for Poshmark. So thanks for watching and have an awesome day.